Hey, my name is Jan Becker, and this is my review of the movie In Fabric. So I just watched the movie, and I will give you my first impressions, but in the second half of this video, I will treat the movie as if it were a dream, a collective dream of humanity. But first, let's start with my impressions, because I just watched the movie. I watched it for the first time. So let me see how I feel. So I feel that I was involved in something that was beautiful, artistic, somewhat authentic, but at the same time I was a little bored. and but overall good. So In Fabric is the story of an evil dress and how it affects the humans that come in contact with it. And it's told in a very stylish manner. It's taking place in London or England in the 70s, early 80s, late 70s. And it's very beautifully shot. Cinematography is very high level, very artistic, and the movie feels like a fabric. The colors, the toned colors, the combination of the colors in the images, the way they are composed, and very subtle, beautiful camera movement, very interesting, nothing super dynamic. It's all very thought through. The composition is always very important, the lighting. So cinematography is very important, very big part of the whole movie. And that influences how I feel about the movie, because I'm a sucker for beautiful images. And so that's definitely a plus for me. So now let's move on to the story. So I don't want to tell too much about the story. It's average people in England going through, trials of their life, but then the stress comes in and it makes, it does its thing. Okay, so that's interesting. So, but for me, it's always like this. I ask myself, what does this all mean? What does the filmmaker wants to tell us? Is there some deeper message? And the funny thing is, I could not find what the message was. And I think I'm pretty good normally. So I look at artsy films, I look at other very, like political films, anything. I think I always can kind of figure it out at least 50%, but I wonder if there is a message. So I think maybe it's just the concept of this evil dress, and the filmmaker thought, okay, let's have the most stylish fun with it. And if you approach the movie from this angle, it is fun. It is stylish fun. So I shouldn't have looked for a deeper meaning, so I blame myself. And so, yeah, I think that's it. But now comes the second part. So what if the movie was a dream? What if it was a collective dream? And what is the meaning of this? So, okay, let's dive in. So the dream is a dream about things that have passed, but things that are still very much part of us. And there's a dress. The dress is like the persona, right? Your outer appearance to society. And it's red. So it's red like blood. I don't think it has anything to do with love. It's aggressive. So it has to do with death and blood. It could be something like shame is killing us. The dress is meant to bring out the most beautiful things in us, but then it kills us because we can't accept it. We won't let it, and then we die. I think this is about right. Is this really, because it's very average people going through very relatable things, and then their life confronted with the dress doesn't, you know, continue because it gets ended by the dress. So what the dress symbolizes in this dreamlike version, I think it is somewhat guilt, sin. It's definitely something from the shadow. That's my quick take on this. And well, I think it's an enjoyable movie. I think you can definitely go out and watch it. And I would love to hear what you think about it. All right. Well, see you next time. This is Jan Becker, and let's talk about movies.